Can a company represent itself in court? I'm Andrew Ayers. I'm a lawyer who works with families and business owners to protect their legacies through planning. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about companies representing themselves in court. I've been practicing for a few years now, and I've been in many courtrooms when someone shows up to represent their company. For example, let's say my client has sued a company. We show up in the courtroom that morning. The judge asks the court reporter to call the case out. I stand up and go to my table, and the company's owner comes up and stands at his table, usually chest puffed out, ready to tell the world exactly why he should win this lawsuit. Maybe he or she has brought a bunch of papers with them. They're going to show all of their exhibits to the court and get everything dismissed. So then the court turns to me and asks who I am. I say, I'm Andrew Ayers. I represent the plaintiff, and I state my client's name. Then the court turns to the other person and says, well, who are you? Says, I'm John Smith. I'm the owner of Smith Bakery. And that's when things stop. The judge says, hold on, Mr. Smith. Are you an attorney? No, of course not. I'm a baker, Your Honor. This is my family's business. We've been doing this for 100 years. The judge stops him again. Says, unfortunately, Mr. Smith, if you're not an attorney, you cannot represent your company. So what the judge will normally do is adjourn the case, say, I'll give you a few more weeks to get an attorney and come back in front of me. This may seem confusing to some people because if you've read the law, it says that a company is a person under the law. However, in most courts, they still need an attorney to represent them. There are two exceptions to this rule, however. One is if your company is a sole proprietorship. In this case, you probably haven't filed anything with your state and you're not a separate legal entity. You probably actually use your social security number for the business and you are treated as the company for legal purposes. If that's the case, then chances are you can represent yourself in the courtroom. Another exception is if you're the owner of the company and you're also a licensed attorney before that court where the company is sued. So for example, if someone sued my company, being an attorney, I would be able to represent the company in the states where I'm licensed to practice law. Now usually, this part of my videos is where I tell you that you have two options on how to represent your company in court. I would usually tell you, one, there's trial and error, which will take some time, or two, don't reinvent the wheel and work with a professional. This is one of those times when you can't try to do it yourself. If your company's been sued, you need to have an attorney represent you. So if your company's been sued, go to andrewmayers.com and click on the Schedule a Consultation button. You'll be taken to my personal calendar where we can set up a free legal strategy session to review the lawsuit and get the next best steps for you and your company. Remember, unless you're in one of those two narrow exceptions, where you're a sole proprietor or you are a licensed attorney in the court where you're being sued, you cannot represent your company in court.